Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and welcome to the English news of Bình Phước Radio Television Station and Newspaper. I'm Quỳnh Như and now following are the highlights as usual. Bình Phước leaders attend the seminar on international integration. Scholarships awarded to needy students with outstanding studies. Vietnam always consider friend a priority partner. Vietnam earns over $2 billion from coffee exports. And now are the details. Bình Phước province leaders recently attended a national online seminar on international integration in localities held by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
The first session of the event, themed 10 years of proactive international integration in localities, problems and directions for the future, discussed issues raised during the international integration process over the past decade. Localities discussed and clarified the outstanding results of the 10 years of implementing the Politburo's resolution on international integration, bottlenecks, existing problems and limitations in the process of international integration, and practical lessons learned. In the second session, on directions to improve the effectiveness of international integration in the future, delegates discussed how to promote local strengths in international integration and accelerate the construction of infrastructure to make a breakthrough in the new period for fast and sustainable development. Bình Phước Province has actively implemented instructions from the government and is determined to realize the goal of proactive, creative, and effective international integration. Specific solutions have been implemented, including promoting regional connectivity projects, developing infrastructure to create conditions to attract investment and tourism, developing human resources, strengthening administrative procedure reform, and promoting digital transformation to contribute to improving the investment and business environment.
The Women's Union of Bình Phước Province, in cooperation with the Fund to Support Education and Sporting Talent in Schools in Ho Chi Minh City, has held a program presenting study promotion scholarships and vocational scholarships in the province for the first time in 2023.
The Bringing Wings to the Future program aims to take care of those in need, especially the younger generation, providing them with the conditions to study, learn a job, master the future, and become good citizens. The fund presented 50 scholarships and 30 gifts to poor students who overcame difficulties to study well and gave 20 bicycles to students in need. 15 vocational scholarships were also awarded to poor students. A survey and review from 11 districts, towns, and cities in the province showed that despite their difficult circumstances, 50 students receiving scholarships and gifts studied well last year. The program has contributed to sharing the difficulties with the students' families, creating motivation for them to excel in study and life.
The Farmers Association of Đồng Xoài City on July 6 launched a working group that specializes in connecting agricultural product distributors and producers in Tiến Thành, Tân Bình, and Tân Xuân wards.
The group aims to support members and farmers to assess quality agricultural materials at preferential prices and to apply modern science and technology in the farming process. It also works to tighten the links between farmers and buyers and suppliers of materials, helping them realize the importance of such links. The establishment of the group is in line with market trends. It helps to change thinking in production and business, aiming to provide the products that consumers and the market need, applying technology in production and farming to improve economic efficiency. At the launch ceremony, the group signed a contract with 3 enterprises on the consumption of agricultural products and the supply of green agricultural equipment and materials to members and farmers.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính hosted a reception for the ambassador of France and Brunei in Hanoi on July 6.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính told outgoing French ambassador to Vietnam Nicolas Warnery that Vietnam always considers France one of its priority partners. In order to bolster bilateral ties, he proposed that France promptly ratify the EU-Vietnam Investment Protection Agreement to optimize bilateral cooperation potential in investment. The Vietnamese leader wished for stronger ties in new areas such as renewable energy, high technology, digital economy, green growth, circular economy, climate change response, and greenhouse gas emission reduction. Warnery, for his part, affirmed that French leaders wish to further deepen relations with Vietnam. He said he will report and discuss with relevant French authorities to continue reinforcing all-around ties. He said France will actively assist Vietnam in this field, especially in the implementation of the political declaration on the Just Energy Transition Partnership. Welcoming the new ambassador of Brunei to Vietnam, Datin Paduka Malai Haja Halima Malai Haji Yusof, Chin proposed that during her tenure, the ambassador will work with relevant agencies of both Vietnam and Brunei to step up bilateral coordination at multilateral forums and push the implementation of agreements reached by the two countries' leaders. Chin also asked the Brunei side to facilitate the import of Vietnamese goods and create more favorable conditions for Vietnamese firms to engage in cooperation with Brunei, especially in potential oil and gas projects. New ambassador of Brunei to Vietnam pledged to work to promote cooperative activities between the two countries and the effective implementation of bilateral agreements. The two sides took note with joy the positive outcomes of bilateral cooperation across all aspects. In particular, economic ties have grown rapidly, with two-way trade topping $700 million in 2022 and 157 valid projects of Brunei worth $970 million in Vietnam.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs hosted a press conference in Hanoi on July 6. Let's take a look.
Spokeswoman of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Phạm Thu Hằng said at the ministry's regular press conference that no Vietnamese citizens affected by the recent unrest in France have been recorded so far. According to the diplomat, regarding the situation in some French cities, the Vietnamese embassy in France has been closely monitoring related developments, deploying personnel to operate hotlines, and staying ready to provide timely assistance to Vietnamese citizens in case of difficulties or impacts. Under the guidance of the ministry, the embassy has issued recommendations to Vietnamese citizens living, studying, and working in France.
Coffee is an export highlight of agricultural products in the first half of 2023, as the industry export revenue earned $2 billion in the period.
The General Department of Customs reported as of the 15th of June, Vietnam exported nearly 935,000 tons of coffee, down 3.7% compared to the same period in 2022. The sector has been listed in $1 billion club since 2010 and reached its peak of $4.056 billion in 2022. The club includes exports that fetch at least $1 billion a year. Vietnamese coffee has been present in 38 markets worldwide, of which it enjoys an export turnover of over $10 million in 25 markets. And more than $100 million in 6 traditional ones. Its export turnover reaches about $360 million a month. From now until end of this year, the sector will set a new record of $4.5 billion in 2023, an increase of 10.9% compared to 2022.
Fireworks teams from France and Italy who have entered the final of the Da Nang International Fireworks Festival are now ready for their last performances on July 8.
The French team said it has made thorough preparations in both techniques and music, aiming to leave strong impressions on spectators and the jury. Meanwhile, their Italian rivals will light up the Da Nang sky with a firework dance, carrying a message of encouraging people to overcome difficulties after COVID-19. The Da Nang Department of Tourism said more than 63,000 tourists, of them 19,000 foreigners, are expected to stay in the city on the final night. Da Nang is the only locality in Vietnam to host a fireworks festival, making it a magnet for the best fireworks producers from around the world each year since 2008. It has been building a fireworks festival city reputation to promote it as a top destination in central Vietnam and Asia.
That's all for today on the news of Bình Phước Radio television station and newspaper. Once again, thanks for watching and goodbye for now.